It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your grand reveal in Culver City. Woo! 4 days. The greatest crew I could ever dream of that worked and clicked together. I mean, it is blows my mind how much we accomplished in just 4 days. We ended up having to bring in, add on additional plants. I actually made a Home Depot, 3 Home Depot runs. In addition to the Waterwise run that Hannah and Greg made the other day, this is such a fooler. I mean, it looks so small, but it is huge. And I just wanted it to be perfect for my client. So she is thrilled. She thinks it looks great. And here is the grand reveal of the rock that I promised you yesterday too. This is called Desert Rainbow. And it's kind of pricey, but gorgeous. I mean, it pulls in all the colors of the boulders that we got. It's got some jasper purple in it. It's got, well, every color of the rainbow. I'm thrilled with it. We do not have this rock in San Diego, so I was really, really excited with it. Yeah, so this took Greg, I think got 6 scoops of this to fill this space. The main garden, you know, that's under this phenomenal dappled shade, is extremely dense, as per requested. And my client wanted me to obviously go over the watering with her before I left, because she's going to hand water this garden. So I'll share with you all, you know, where Hannah's got the camera right now. You'll note there's a barrel cactus amongst all the soft stuff. Well, barrels can take it. You know, if you get them a little wet, they're not going to have a fit, especially in the summer. They'll take a little water. So my suggestion to my client is going to be to set the hose on shower and just give everything a rinse. Just a rinse once a week. Just come out and rinse. Just being mindful not to hit the mammal areas. And I'll point those out to you when we see them. There's one right here, for example. These are fairly sensitive to rot, particularly in the hotter months. So I know it's kind of a challenge, but since she is hand watering, I felt confident popping some in. And if they get a little bit, it's okay, but just don't hold the hose on them. So yes, pretty much, you know, everything in here eats at the same restaurant. And those of you that have been around the succulent block can see kind of the method here. You know, the plants like the little Pachypodium and the Yucca rostratas and the, you know, the Miliais, everything is going to grow and knit together so beautifully. I really don't think any heavy lifting is going to be needed here for probably 3 to 5 years. And then decisions always have to be made, don't they? You know, when we go heavy with the tapestry, these little plants,
some overgrown,
you know, the little 1 gallons, they get scrubby looking after a few years. There's just no way around it. And you have to decide, do I want to continue with that look, or do I want to just let the foundation plants kind of take over and steal the show? So that's a decision that every client makes. There's no right or wrong answer. It just depends. There's a couple more little mammillarias. They're so cute. And you notice I also planted those on the slope. So if they do get wet, hopefully the water will run right off. Also got the portulacarias. And those are going to need some maintenance, aren't they? Because they get very, very full very fast. These are the prostate variety, not the upright growers, but the ground covers. And I have both the Minima and the Afra variegata. So here's my Home Depot plants. This was just looking thin yesterday, guys. Honestly, last night after work, I told Greg, I'm just not happy with it. It's not what she wants. I need more plants. And he said, well, there's a Home Depot a mile away. Oh my gosh, he's my hero.
How many times did you go there?
I went there 3 times, loaded the back of my car and made 3 trips. And now this is full and lush. I even pulled in some cordyline, which is not a succulent, but I think it's a little variety that I think is going to do splendid back there behind our beautiful pots. The pots will need a little more water than the plants in the ground. I'll have her hold the hose on them just a little longer. And yeah, she's got a hose that reaches for days, plenty of accessibility. It'll probably take her about 10 minutes once a week to water the garden. No big deal, right? And how fun is that going to be? She knows see a weed, pull a weed. That's going to be a thing. It always is. So she's going to stay on top of that by, mechanically pulling the weeds as they show themselves. We did add a tremendous amount of soil. So that will suppress the weeds quite a bit. This crew that I have, they have such an incredible eye for detail too. There is not a speck of dirt showing anywhere. They got in and went under the skirts of those plants and shoved that rock in tight. I'm really, really thrilled with these 15-gallon Crassula ovata that I got at Waterwise Botanicals. Here in San Diego and in LA and Southern California, jades are like weeds. I mean, they're so common. And I know it's so funny because on the East Coast, you covet this plant and it's your house plant and it was your grandmother's and that's so funny because here, meh. So I don't typically want to spend the money needed to buy a plant grown out to this size. But in this garden, I knew I needed it. Thus also the aloe vera. I needed big ones. I needed a little bit of weight. So these plants are going to get hit with a lot of heat, and I'm not concerned. I mean, I am a little concerned about some of the softer things. There may be some casualties, but for the most part, I think everything should thrive. So far, we're in August, and the breezes have been phenomenal. I mean, it's been hot, but it hasn't really felt hot because we get this cool ocean breeze blowing through here. It's very, very nice. So I know we're still going, right? Still going. This is all still part of our installation.
Keeps going.
It just keeps going, yeah, just when you think you're done. So this is the little ADU where Greg and I stayed. And so this is the end of the road here. This is the end of the road here. So I wanted this area to be extra special because it is the entrance to the ADU, and I wanted them. I didn't want it to look like an afterthought. Oh, we're at the end, So I actually installed this myself before I started any of the other parking strip areas.
So there's cute little tapestries.
Yeah, we've got little tapestry areas. I tried to tuck like the aeonium silks up underneath the crassulas, to provide a little bit of shade for some of the softer plants. Oh, show them, Hannah. This is the rock not rinsed. It's so pink. It's this dusty, and when Greg brought it, I'm like, oh no, that's not what I wanted. I didn't want pink rock, but that's just dust. Once it's washed off, the colors really pop out. It's a completely different color rock. Hi, Miguel.
Well, you want to walk back to the front and
Yeah, let's go ahead and walk on back to the front, and Hannah will get some close-ups and some different angles for you so you can really appreciate the complexity of this succulent garden. I don't think there's anything else like
look
this.
next door.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, he's growing some food. I think that's awesome. He's got tomatoes and stuff growing right on the street. That's so cool. Looks like squash, maybe some watermelons. It's awesome. But yes, there's nothing like this around. So that excites me so much because this is a corner lot, a lot of traffic. And we've had many people stop and inquire and ask about the plants. So, hey, if we inspire somebody else to rip out their lawn and go drought tolerant, then our work is clearly done, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just so pretty.
Again, now we get into a different microclimate here because now we're pulling in to the shade from under the elms. This is amazing, I must say. I don't generally plant under trees. And I hope it doesn't become problematic, the leaves dropping. We're just going to have to see. I'm hopeful. Here's one. Here's a little elm leaf.
There, oh, you can't even see that.
Yeah, you can't. And that was another reason to go with this rainbow desert or desert rainbow rock, is I was hoping, that it would conceal a lot of the detritus that will fall from these beautiful trees. Do you want to go across the street and show them?
I did earlier.
Oh, you did? I missed it.
Yeah. I was already in the street.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, so that's another one. Here's another one in the books. Greg and I are wheels up tomorrow. We're flying. It's the first time we've flown a plane since 2020. Yeah. We're flying up to the ranch. We're having some work done up there. We're having some diseased pine trees removed. And we're going to spend a minute. So I'll probably be gone most of this month, most of August. We'll be back early September. And we have an extremely packed fall schedule. Extremely packed. Some really, really exciting projects. It just never ends, does it? I'm so incredibly blessed to work with such wonderful people and have such caring, wonderful clients, and be able to do this is just an absolute gift that I absolutely do not take for granted in any way, shape, or form. So, for Hannah, Greg, Christine, Lisa, Hailey, and Miguel, and me from Culver City, this is your grand reveal. Peace out, everybody.